This is my 10-day authentic travel and wellness vlog to the beautiful island of São Miguel, the largest of the 9-island archipelago of the Azores off the coast of Portugal in the Atlantic Ocean. The aim of my vlog is to be totally real with the experience of traveling, complete with the highs and lows, as we explore what seemingly was once upon a time the epicenter of the long-lost city of Atlantis.
Currently heading to my first black sand beach. The Azores is full of these black sand beaches. Not a single beach with white sand exists. And that is because it is a volcanic island. I feel like such a dork. Embrace it. Yes, history lesson.
Embrace the cringe.
Exactly, we live for cringe. I've got my two partners in crime with me right here. I got Meg. And we got Philip, the true vlogger, up to no good back there as per usual. He's the pro though. He's been out here for almost a month already, making a cool documentary, trying to find Atlantis. This is only the first day, the first afternoon, and I'm already just completely blown away by these views, and we're not even scratching the surface.
Here we explored the lovely beach Praia de São Roque, also known as Praia de Igreja, which means beach of the church, situated not too far away from the center of the island, Ponta Delgada.
No, but this is actually potentially a bone, I think. Kind of looks shattered, has some marks.
This definitely looks like there was some cartilage in here once upon a time. The question is this the bone of a human being?
I mean, it is kind of like a Portuguese guy or like a woman, you know?
Or
Like,
maybe an Atlantean, who knows?
You can always count on Philip to be philosophizing over the many artifacts that he finds along his way.
Have you ever seen a man so besotted with a rock?
I wonder, what has this stone seen? You know how cool it would be to be able to like hold the stone in your hand and you get like a time-lapse flashback of like, you know, everything the stone has been on?
The second coming of Socrates comes to mind. Next, we headed into the center of the capital, Ponta Delgada, by the very unreliable public transport bus system. We were very lucky that we just managed to catch a bus in the nick of time as we came out of a restaurant. However, despite what the odd timetable you might find on the internet will tell you, it's very difficult to know whether the buses are going to come or not. The universe was on our side on this one. As we arrived in Ponta Delgada, we encountered some very interesting souvenirs.
I wanna be a macho man.
Keep calm and give me a like.
The capital of São Miguel Island, Ponta Delgada is also the principal port and touristic heart of the Azores Islands. It was first settled 6 centuries ago by fishermen attracted by the sheltered harbour. This former fishing village has a really precious historic centre with lots of beautiful narrow streets, attractive whitewashed houses and a waterfront promenade. Nowadays, Ponta Delgada is a modern and cosmopolitan city, but retains a tranquil island feel and many architectural testaments to its past. We were lucky with our trip to be catching the tail end of the good weather and peak visitor season, so it was much quieter, but there was a real charming feel about the city as we walked around. The next day, we headed to the Aruda pineapple plantation to check out some of the Azorean pineapples. Originating from 1832, nowadays there are more than 230 pineapple producers on the island of São Miguel and around 1,500 greenhouses for the cultivation of the fruit. Each year, roughly 700 to 1,000 tons of pineapples are produced here on the island. The Azorean pineapple also has many health benefits, including anti-cancer properties and a high concentration of bromelain, which allows it to protect and regulate the body and offset any negative effects from antibiotics. Produced in a completely organic and natural way, the Azorean pineapple also has countless therapeutic and healing properties, like improving digestion and acting on diseases related to the respiratory, circulatory, and cardiovascular systems. As amazing as all that is, we were more focused on trying the local pineapple liquor, which was delightful. It was amazing to see how many different ways pineapple can be fabricated, also seeing a range of chutneys, mustards and jams on offer to purchase. We then headed to Atlantida, a pastelaria, which means pastry shop, to buy the essentials, something you see all across Portugal.
One of my favorite quotes is, "Travel is never a matter of money, it's a matter of courage." Rich! Here we have our home-cooked, delicious, nutritious power bowl. And we even have our accompanying Equinox playlist to get us into the vibe incoming tomorrow.
That's the way to do it.
And there's just one more important thing. What is that, Philip?
Olives.
Olives.
Of course, Portuguese wine. Vinho Verde, which means green wine, is a very popular wine only grown in Portugal. This wine here is one of my favorites, which means yellow bird, and it is a perfect accompaniment for fish and vegetarian meals.
And I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Too.
Likewise.
With beautiful people.
Ta-da! Cheers! 3 of cups!
Cheers.
Hey!
3 of cups. Absolutely.
The next day, it was time to pick up our rental car, which meant the adventures could really begin.
Incredible termas de Fereira right now. Termas meaning thermal baths. This is a beautiful coastal spot in the northwest of the island.
A true mermaid paradise. The Feiraria thermal pools were a truly immersive spa experience as we got to soak up these incredible array of blues whilst soaking in the warmth as we looked out across the ocean. We then headed inland to the beautiful town of Sete Cidades. Named as one of the 7 wonders of Portugal, Sete Cidades is an extremely unique location and an absolute must-see when you come to the island of São Miguel.
Oh my gosh, this is Lago Verde, the green lake.
And the blue one.
And the blue one on the other side.
There is also an ancient legend that comes with these 2 lakes, explaining why, despite being right next to each other, they are completely different colors. Legend has it that the color of the lakes represent the tears of a princess and a shepherd who fell madly in love. The princess, whose eyes were blue, and the shepherd, who had green, cried so much when they wanted to marry but were forbidden, and this is what gave the origin to the blue and green lakes. However, science tells us that, in truth, the smaller green lagoon simply reflects the color of the dense vegetation that surrounds it, and the blue lagoon, on fair weather days, reflects the blue skies. As ancient folklore is always so much more captivating and exciting than modern-day science, I'm going to go with the old story as the reason to describe why these lakes are the colors that they are.
Just was met with my first challenge of the trip so far. Cliffside that we were at just there, the Termas de Fereira. We had a little bit of an issue getting back up the very steep hill again. I haven't driven up a hill so steep before, and basically didn't really know how to do it, and only really managed to get like a few meters up. Started rolling backwards, and I just didn't know how to get the speed up to go all the way. Literally, I got a guy that had to come and like drive the car up to the top, and honestly that was like really stressful and really hard, and it's kind of shaken me up a little bit. I've been like still trying to come back into my center and regroup kind of after that now. As the old Buddhist principles always state, let go, don't attach to what just happened, keep moving forward with grace and bliss. Hugging trees is seriously underrated. How does that feel?
So good. Feels like I'm hugging like my long lost grandparent.
On our drive back, we went through the little town of Fiteiras and we had to stop the car to take in the breathtaking views that we came across. So we decided to go exploring, frolicking around like fairies, as this was also the autumn equinox and we could really feel the magic in the air.
Like one of your French girls. Oh wow. Okay. We're going to what I believe to be Ponta Delgado's one and only Mexican restaurant. Looks pretty dodgy, but let's give it a go.
Margaritas are definitely not the finest in the world, but what can you expect for €12.50 for a jug? Anyway, let's see what the house special 3 dips and homemade tortilla chips are all about.
It's like if you would open a Doritos pack and deep fry it.
Dead.
Wow, it kind of looks like a strawberry cheesecake roll. If that burrito tastes like a strawberry cheesecake roll, I would have serious concern.
Yeah, no, likewise. But with a name like Wet Burrito, I just couldn't resist. Interesting enchilada plate with rice and whatever that
Beans.
baby food is next to it. And burrito with more of those churros chips.
That's a fair point.
Dig in, guys.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. When your astrology tells you that you're a fucking neat freak and you just clean your apartment and you've never felt such an intense energy boost in all your life. Clean space makes a happy face. Got all my crystals around to give a little bit of a boost in the energy. Making some simple eggs, half an avocado, and some lemon and ginger tea. Getting all the adulty things done, chores done, cleaning up house, just as the sun decided to come out. The vibes are up. We're ready to have a bit more of a productive day today. Gonna go to a cafe and do some work, do some laundry, do all that good adult stuff. See you on the other side. Paradise, pokey, power bowl. We're totally living out the island vibes right now.
So true.
A romantic, not candlelit, but still lit room. Got the incense going. Always a must to set the mood. And some jazz. Maybe it's cold outside, but it is warm and dry in here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me present to you the most groundbreaking, breathtaking, at-home self-care spa you have ever witnessed in your entire life.
It's a foot soak.
It's a foot soak in a continent shopping bag.
Got some salt in there.
We got doTERRA peppermint oil going on in here, and we are not even network marketing on that shit.
It's really hot.
Yeah, I think we gotta leave it a hot minute. Look at these little Tootsie Rolls.
Hey, this ain't for free.
Sorry guys, you're gonna need to get an OnlyFans subscription for this
www. Let me see that Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Roll.
There we have it. Cooties everywhere. We just witnessed a little bit of tension here just before. Seems like this town ain't big enough for all of these kitty cats. It really is a duck party out here. Changeable weather is always a familiar feature on an island, and on this cold, damp and overcast morning, we headed to the southeast of the island to the area of Villafranco de Campo to check out the small community of Agua de Alto. In the 15th century, this was home to a hospital to treat lepers. It was really interesting to learn about this as we got to experience the beautiful nature and animals that surrounded it. This led us to one of the many fine waterfalls on the island of São Miguel, the Cascada de Segredo.
Lives forever. The one in front of the gun forever. It's the best part coming home.
I know!
break the code. No way. Breaks, then we on control. No way. I want your body, give me that big old fat ass, girl. Hey! Just bring the car back. Somebody say Domino's.
After a busy day, we headed down to the beach of Agua Delto to grab a bite to eat at a local beach bar.
€7.50 chicken burger with an abundance of chips. Maggie getting it at the lovely Bar de Praia. I even got them to add some additional pineapple since this is the local specialty. So let's see how it's gonna be. Girl, you look so good, it's to die for. Ooh, that pussy good, it's to die for. I'm a savage, I'm a soul in the game. Shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah. I said a beat and a fight up. All I want is loyalty, loyalty, loyalty.
As you might have figured by now, there's never a quiet moment when Meg and I are together. Next, we drove to one of the most famous hot springs pools on the island of São Miguel, the Caldeira Vela. Unfortunately though, we didn't get to experience them for ourselves as we didn't quite get the memo that you had to book tickets in advance. But we were alright with that because it was pouring with rain anyway. So instead, we just took the time to enjoy the beautiful vegetation and read more about the volcanic origins of the Azores as we walked around.
It's just like they caught us off guard in a moment of fear.
Yeah, totally. As per fucking
It's like a very short time period where the vulnerability.
This is the ultimate Odosaurus of all Odosaurus. Don't need a Kangen water machine when you can just come and get this. And it's free. Spring water. Look at the bubbles, look at the bubbles. Today I've taken a bit of a solo trip to the Haystack viewpoint, which is north of Ribeira Grande in the centre north of the island. I always strive to be authentic online, especially in the realm of social media where, you know, most of the time we just see the highlights and we're all kind of just striving for perfection to show the best parts of our lives. I've been kind of struggling a bit emotionally in the last 15 hours or so. We went to the cinema last night. One of my biggest challenges in life emotionally has always been body image and diet. And this is something that's very deep rooted in me, as it is for many people in this world that we live in. But for me, it's definitely one of my biggest challenges, and I've come a long way in my relationship with myself and my relationship with my body and with diet and with exercise. But it's been triggering me quite hard, and continuing to as well today, and just feeling like a lot of guilt around eating a lot of sugar last night, a lot of calories, and today as well. Not being able to like eat a healthier meal as I would have liked after that, just simply because there wasn't really the option nearby here in the north of the island. Just a lot of demons that are coming up quite strong for me. I felt really like called to share that and take this time for myself to just go out and be in some nature and come back in whilst reassuring myself that who I am is not dependent on what my body looks like. Knowing this, of course, on a conscious level, but it's something so deep rooted within me. With this, just coming into a place of feeling compassion for myself, for my younger self, that part of me that still really believes that unless I have the perfect body, I'm not going to be desirable or worthy. So I'm feeling so much better just from having like talked about it and got it off my chest a little bit to myself, to Meg. Great support from her. And now just gonna take a nice meditative walk in nature here at the beautiful viewpoint. We're heading over that way. Look at this. If there was ever a place to get some nature therapy when you're feeling bad, it's the Azores. Let's go, let go, and keep moving forward, knowing that our insecurities are a fundamental part of this human life, of this human experience that we live, and no matter how much we work on them and work on ourselves and improve how we feel about ourselves, there will always be moments where we get caught off guard, but it's all about how we can bounce back and how we can respond in these moments, which really counts going forward on this journey.
I ventured along the Miraduro do Paleiro, which means the lookout point of Paleiro, in Ribeira Grande, which is the second most populated town on the island of São Miguel. As you can see, the views all around here are absolutely stunning, and it's the perfect place to just go for a wander, allow my mind to rest, let thoughts go, smell the salt water, feel the wind on my face, and ultimately feel a beautiful connection to this island and to the earth. Coming into our last day, we headed to the northwest of the island to check out the enchanting Poço Azul. One of the most famous parts of the island, we ventured through this magical cliffside forest, which felt like an expedition in search of treasure.
A really beautiful waterfall at the other side of this gorgeous forest. Really feels like sort of Lord of the Rings kind of vibe. Look at that. What a journey this has been. This is our last day. We'll be leaving very early tomorrow morning, and I'm so glad to wrap it up on this northeast side of the island. After so many wonderful adventures, just take that in.
Moments in stillness, in the depths of nature, are the kind of moments that for me really sum up what life is all about. Taking the time to just be present, to just appreciate the opportunity to be here, exploring this beautiful island, had been an incredible trip. Unfortunately, my camera ran out of battery at this moment, but I do have a couple of phone videos of the wonderful waterfall at the other side of this trail. With the sound of running water as our guide, we took advantage of having the waterfall to ourselves by going for a dip and taking plenty of pictures. The perfect way to end our trip to São Miguel, feeling so grateful for this experience. If you enjoyed this video, I appreciate your support so much by liking, commenting your thoughts, sharing with your friends, and subscribing if you'd like to see more authentic travel content like this. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you are notified for future uploads. Thank you so much, and sending you lots of love and light.